Nobody teaches you this. The world doesn't reward the kindest person. It doesn't always reward the hardest worker either. It rewards the people who understand how human beings really work. The people who know when to speak and when to stay silent. The people who can read a room before anyone notices them. The people who see betrayal before it happens. Because here's the truth. Some people get hurt and become victims. Others get hurt and become wiser. And a few become dangerous not because they're evil, but because they understand the rules everyone else ignores. This hidden skill is called dark intelligence. It's the ability to stay calm while everyone else reacts emotionally, to observe while others talk, to think strategically while others act impulsively. Today, you'll discover the 8 traits that separate leaders from followers, survivors from victims, and the respected from the ignored. But be warned, once you understand these traits, you'll start seeing people differently. You'll notice patterns you've never seen before. And you may realize that the world is far more strategic than you once believed. Before we begin, write this in the comments. I choose strategy over emotion. Let's begin. Trait 1. The power of mystery. The people who reveal everything about themselves lose one of their greatest advantages. Information is power. The more people know about your plans and weaknesses, the easier it becomes to predict you. Think about the most interesting person you've ever met. Chances are they didn't tell you everything. They spoke carefully. They left questions unanswered. Imagine 2 people. The first says, "I'm working on a new project, and hopefully, it'll be successful." The second simply says, "I've been working on something exciting lately." Which one makes you curious? The second. Because mystery creates attention. Not everything needs to be explained. Not every plan needs to be announced. Sometimes your next move is strongest when nobody sees it coming. Trait 2. Become whoever the situation requires. Water takes the shape of its container, but never stops being water. Intelligent people do the same. A great leader doesn't speak to everyone the same way. They speak differently to a child, a friend, and a business partner. Imagine trying to motivate your team using the same words for everyone. One person wants recognition. Another wants security. Another wants freedom. Treating everyone identically often means connecting with no one. Adaptation isn't fake. It's intelligence. Your values stay the same. Only your approach changes. Trait 3. The power of needing nothing. The person who is desperate has already given away their power. Desperate for approval. Desperate for attention. Desperate for one opportunity. Imagine 2 people at a job interview. One desperately needs the job. The other wants the job, but knows they'll be okay without it. Who appears more confident? Who negotiates better? The second person, because they aren't controlled by fear. The less you fear losing something, the more clearly you can think. Freedom begins when your peace no longer depends on one outcome. Trait 4. Control without speaking. Real power isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent. Think about a negotiation. One person talks constantly, trying to convince everyone. The other simply listens, pauses, asks one question, and suddenly the entire room focuses on them. Silence creates pressure. People hate empty space. They rush to fill it. And often, they reveal more than they intended. Sometimes saying nothing says more than speaking ever could. Trait 5. Make people feel understood. Every person secretly asks 3 questions. Do you see me? Do you understand me? Do I matter? Imagine telling someone about your problems and instead of listening, they immediately talk about themselves. You don't feel heard. You feel invisible. Now imagine someone saying, "That sounds really difficult. I understand why you feel that way." Instantly, you feel connected. People remember how you make them feel. If you can make someone feel understood, you become unforgettable. Trait 6. Think beyond black and white. Life isn't a movie. Not every decision is clearly right or wrong. A doctor may need to give painful news to save a life. A leader may need to make an unpopular decision for the good of the team. A parent sometimes says no because they care. The right choice isn't always the easy choice. Wise people understand nuance. They ask, what creates the best long-term outcome? Instead of, what makes me look like the good person right now? Trait 7. Reveal less. Gain more. We live in a world where people share everything. Their goals, their relationships, their next move. But once information is out there, you can't take it back. Imagine planting a seed. If you dig it up every day to show people, it never grows. Goals work the same way. Sometimes your dreams need privacy. Sometimes your plans need silence. Protect your energy. Protect your story. Not everyone deserves access to every chapter of your life. Trait 8. Results over ego. Most people want to win arguments. Powerful people want results. Imagine spending an hour proving you're right online. What did you gain? Nothing. Now imagine using that same hour learning a skill, improving your business, or working toward a dream. The difference is enormous. Your ego wants to be right. Your future wants progress. Every day, ask yourself one question. Am I feeding my ego? Or am I moving toward my goals? The answer changes everything. You've just learned the 8 traits of dark intelligence. But knowledge means nothing without action. For the next 7 days, choose one trait. Practice it. Observe people. Observe yourself. Notice what changes. Because the goal isn't to manipulate others. The goal is to understand yourself so deeply that nobody can easily manipulate you. To stay calm when others panic. To stay strategic when others become emotional. To become the kind of person who creates opportunities instead of waiting for them. The most powerful people aren't always the strongest. They aren't always the loudest. They're the people who understand human nature and know how to navigate it wisely. So tell me, which trait will you practice first? And remember, the person who controls them